Hi girls, this is going to be my chit chat about the foreign languages. On FORMSPRING, where I answer your questions, I got tons of them, just regarding my knowledge of foreign languages, how did I learn them, do I have any advices for and tips for you on how to learn them? Things like that. So I did try to answer to all of your questions, but I just thought it would be fun to do a video about it because I could put in more information saying, more about my personal experience on learning foreign languages. So I hope you will enjoy watching. Definitely stay tuned. Some of you know that I speak Croatian. It's my mother tongue because I'm Croatian. And then I also speak Italian. I speak English and Spanish, and I speak them quite fluently, I can say. And I also do have some basic knowledge of German language because I learned German in school for 4 years. But unfortunately, I have to be honest, with German I kind of never had a chance to practice it, to actually speak it, and also because I had in school other things to worry about, and the German teacher was very like easygoing, and it was very easy to make a good grade, so I didn't really bother learning German that much. I had some other subjects to worry about that I had really I'm really am sorry about that. If I could go back now to high school, I would definitely dedicate more time to German My plan language. Is to just pick up where I left. What is important when learning foreign languages? I believe the motivation is very important, and also believe if you want to learn a foreign language, it's like essential to find somebody that speaks the language, that you can practice the language with, because if you don't speak the language, it is very hard to just understand it. It's very hard to expand your vocabulary. It's very hard to start speaking. I will just tell you my experience. Let me start from Italian language. I started learning Italian when I was a kid. I had like 7 or 8 years probably, and I learned it at school, and we did like basic verbs and just some poems and Italian poetry for kids, I guess, just like stories and things like that. And then there was like a break from Italian for maybe 4 or 5 years, and when I finished the elementary school, then I went to study touristic high school. Basically it was oriented to tourism and languages, and I had Italian, English and German as my main subjects. So yeah, there I kind of continued with Italian, and I did remember some things like these basic verbs, and here there I remember some words, and I believe this really helped me because when you are young as a kid and you start learning foreign languages, it means a lot. You are really like a sponge, and you learn everything much easier. So I would advise, if you have kids, or if you're still very young, definitely start learning foreign languages. Push your kids into it. They at young age they really can learn 10 different foreign languages without any problem. Studying Italian at school, as I've said, and then I just wanted to kind of start speaking it a bit better. So I found, I was like 16 or 17, and I found ads in Italian magazines of the girls of my age that wanted to, be pen friends. Um, so we kind of started writing to each other letters, and there the friendship was born. So I went to visit a couple of my friends in Italy, and I was like 18 when I first went to visit a friend in Italy for a week. I stayed there, and it was a week, it wasn't much, but when I returned home I really felt like I am speaking Italian better, like I am able to understand Italian better. And this really helped me a lot with my grades as well. I always had the best grade in Italian. I also took some extra homework, like I found different articles from the magazines, from Italian magazines, because um, You can actually buy Italian magazines in Croatia as well. So I was like interested in some subjects like saving the elephants, I remember, or some subjects fashion related. And I kind of took the article and translated it to Croatian, tried to remember all the new words, and then I presented the entire article to my front of my class colleagues. So that was something that really, helped, because it was something, a bit extra from the textbook that I really didn't like. The textbook was awful, and high school friends, shared the same opinion with me. They really didn't like at all the textbook. It just wasn't. It wasn't very, very helpful. I've met some people, some Italian people, so I practiced the Italian that way. And also when I was, let me see, 22, I went, there was an opportunity for me to go to study a course of expert, guest assistant expert in Milan, Italy. It was a course that lasted like 6 months, I believe, but I was actively in Italy only 3 months in Milan. And yeah, I was, apart from my experience of going into the world, for the first time on my own and living with the people that I actually didn't knew before, that I will maybe tell you about more in my next video if you would like to hear that. It was a great experience because it helped a lot. All the classes were in Italian, so tourism, marketing, law, it was all in Italian. So apart from actually learning Italian in Croatian school, I was listening in Italy to all the subjects, tourist related subjects in Italian language. So this really helped, and all my classmates were Italian, so that helped. And yeah, just being in the country speaking Italian, it really helped a lot. And then kind of situation developed that when I was back in Croatia, I actually met an Italian boy, and he's my husband now. So I am living in Italy and he's Italian. So this really, really helped a lot. And now I can say that I do speak Italian fluently. I do, understand everything, sometimes even better than some Italians do. But my accent is what it is, of course. The thing with me, with the foreign languages, is that I always try to learn, focus on the vocabulary, on the grammar, on just listening to the language, but I never, try to pick up an accent, to imitate an accent, because I always think I might just sound very, very funny, imitating the accent. So I just, with me, the important thing is that people actually understand me and that I can express myself well. I don't really worry too much about how I sound while I'm expressing myself. So I know a lot of people are bothered by my accent. A lot of people say it's funny, it's nice, it's cute, it's sweet, but a lot of people are kind of bothered. But sincerely, I'm not really bothered by any of the comments, because if you are giving too much of attention to other people pointing out to your mistakes, then you will just, be afraid and you won't be able to express yourself. You will constantly be thinking about the mistakes that you are making. But it's only normal to make mistakes. It's not your mother tongue, and it's just a big deal that you are trying to learn a language and that you are motivated to learn it, and that you can actually communicate with other people who aren't of the same mother language. So if you're making mistakes, it's only natural, and only the stupid people will laugh at you, only the stupid people will point out your mistakes in a negative way. I do like when people, tell me about my mistakes, because then I can learn something from it. But people who like say, oh, learn first the language and then go speak it, I believe it's just a rude and very, very stupid, like a hater comment, because you know it just makes me laugh. I don't even have any, comment on that comment. It's just, beyond words. It's like leave it there and I don't even want to bother with it. So I hope I managed to motivate you a little bit. This is my story when it comes to Italian and I will make a separate video on English language of my experience with Spanish and with German language. So I hope you will find it interesting as well. I've chosen to talk to you about Italian first because I live in Italy and my husband is Italian, and because I actually started learning Italian even before I started learning English. And yeah, just 1 year before I started learning English, I started with Italian language, always at school. So I hope you enjoyed my experience and I will see you very soon with another story. Sono
Bye.
Sonia dal canale MissFashionKitty e voglio fare un grande saluto a tutti i miei iscritti italiani o la gente che capisce l'italiano. Mi fa un grande piacere che mi state seguendo qui e niente, questo sarà un video di come ho imparato io le lingue straniere. In particolare parleremo della lingua italiana questa volta. Le prossime volte vi svelerò i segreti di come ho imparato inglese, spagnolo e cosa sto ancora facendo per imparare tedesco. Quindi un grande bacio e a presto!